Okay, okay. So these are just a list of exercises that I thought of that we do. So the number one thing when you do exercises, when I was trained, was you cannot tell the kids what they're doing wrong. They have to see you doing it and then figure out what they're doing wrong. So when you get the whole class going, if you see one student, like for example, stepping up with their right and then stepping down with their left, you simply just stand in front of them and hold up your right hand and obnoxiously take the big step forward and then the big step back. And just keep doing it over and over and over. It's called the mirror neurons. You have mirror neurons, and so you're building off of that. So like that's how, like for example, a baby learns to speak is they watch your mouth and they're mirroring what you do. And so that helps develop that and grow that. So you don't want to ever be verbal. So the first couple days when you do it and you show them, be verbal then. Remember, we have our right hand up or, tap, but don't directly talk to one student, talk to the whole class. And then after you feel like after one or two times, no more talking and simply modeling. Does that make sense? Like that is a really big deal. Okay, moving on. So each exercise is for around 1 minute. I have 2 behind toe tap, step up, and catwalks, but most of them, ankle claps and candlesticks, only do once. Toss and catch only do once, but the rest of them you can do 2 times. So we'll just go down the list and show you. Everything can have modifications. So when you see your kids, like if you jump in it tomorrow and say, all right, let's do jumping jacks, you're going to be floored by the amount of kids that have no clue or the inability to do it. So I would recommend starting off with your hands behind your back. So go ahead and show them how we started. Because like Roland this past November, he's in 2nd grade. You would think he'd know how to do it. Clueless. And so we started with his hands behind his back. All right, so then we went from there. And they just go with the beat. And I would say, since you don't have the CDs, this program comes with CDs and it says tick-tock. So you could say that, set the timer for 1 minute and go tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. That way they have a rhythm to go with. So then when you feel like, okay, most of the kids I feel like could attempt the arms. If you want to say, okay, let's throw in the arms today, then you can go throw in the arms and they go tick-tock, tick-tock. But if there's a kid that you have to go in front of and continuously model and they're not getting it, just say, hands behind your back. And then they'll just go, they don't mind. I've never had a kid that's cried or been upset with that. They're just like, okay. And then they go. So that's jumping jacks. And then if you look down, I remembered to put clap jacks, number 7. So that's just a pause in the middle. So they'll go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So that's what clapjack is, just a little pause, a little going back and forth. So if you do with the rhythm, so if you want to do the numbers, go to 26. 1, 1, 2, 2. Or if you want to do the alphabet, because like I said, a lot of them you'll do twice. So you could go the first round, do 1 through 26, and the second round do the alphabet. So you'll go A, B, B, right? Right. Okay, so now Roland's going to show you ankle claps. Go ahead, Bunny. Show them the ankle claps. So you get on the ground. The kids will hate this. I promise you. They'll scream, they'll yell, they'll moan, they'll groan. They don't have that core. Research shows that good readers have a strong core. When they're learning to read, they need a long, strong core. So if you kind of even step back and look at your strugglers, you're going to see that they're always they don't have that strong core. So this helps with the core. So it'll go twice in the ground, twice in the air. So you go tap, tap, click, click, tap, tap, click. So the first 2 days I'll say twice on the ground, twice in the air, twice on the ground, twice in the air. Or I'll go tap, tap, click, click, tap, tap. So whatever works, but again, you only do it a couple times. And I mean, only talk to them a couple times to remind them. Then after that, no more. Model only. The next one is candlestick. This one again is core, core, core. And so you will have criers. But the goal is, because most of them will not be able to even get their legs up, but the goal is to be straight from your shoulders to your toes. So go ahead, Rolly. So they can use their, here. So you can use your hands to boost yourself up and hold yourself up. You can go above them and say, tap me, tap me, tap me, tap me. There you go. You got it, got it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't let it go, don't let it go, don't let it go. And you'll have them hold it for like 7 seconds, count to 7, and then down. And then we count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Hold it right here. See, and you'll have it. I mean, you're going to have this. I mean, like I had a little guy. I mean, like this is why this is all red on here. They're cranking it. I still have kids that cannot get their bottom off the ground. So you're going to have this wide variety. And but you're just going to keep applauding them, keep pushing them. And you're going to say, Roland, make yourself look like Susie. You know, who's ever doing it awesome around it, just say, hey, make yourself look like them. And they'll figure it out on their own. Does that make sense? So that's ankle clap. So again, have them hold it in the air for like 7 seconds, rest for 5, up for 7. And you'll find out that you just say already up, and then you just start counting 1, 2 while they're trying to figure it out. And then when you set them down, and like I said, I have this little girl who just still has yet to figure out how to get, and I'm like, swing your legs, you can do it, swing your legs. And then they got both legs going, they can't control it and pull it together. Okay, the next one is toe taps. And again, everything has variations, but this is that crossing midline that's huge. So you just start and they stand right behind it and they just tap to the chair or to the stool. Like we didn't have stools. I didn't have stools. I've tried to find stools that I could purchase for everyone, and I wasn't successful. So we tapped to the chair in front of us. And I asked parents to send in stools, and I've had a lot of stools sent in. So if the chairs are too tall, because I know some of the specials have taller chairs, and if their little legs are too short, just have them just tap. The most important thing is they're crossing that midline. You're going to find out even when you stand in front of kids. So model toe tapping in front of me. So like if he's me, the teacher, so go ahead and do that. Model. You're still going to have kids going, but I'm touching it. I'm doing it. And I just stand there. Okay. Really watch me. And you're obnoxious. And then it still takes them a very long time. Like last week, I finally got all my kids to cross midline, and we've been doing this since the beginning of January. I just had a couple girls who just could not figure it out, but just keep pushing through. So the next modification for that one is adding weights to their hands. So I've asked them to bring in cans. I didn't think about the popped ones, and we've had a couple breaks. So if you ask for cans, say, you know, no tab ones, or you can ask for bottles of water, whichever, just some sort of weight in their hand. Again, it's just a modification for that strength and the toe taps, and just crossing that midline, that's huge. Step-ups. When you start doing step-ups, the important thing with step-ups is you're going to see a variety, just a variety, but they start right behind the stool, and with their right foot first, they step up. Don't move. 2, don't move. 3, don't move. You're going to see twisting, like they can't hold their bodies still. You're going to see that they come back and they come back. They cannot control their bodies. They're all over. But the goal is, you know, when they're ready to move to the next one, when they can step straight up and straight down. So when you start it off, I always have them hold their right hand in the air for like the first week or 2. And that way they can know that's the one I have to step down with and up with first. I still, to this day, have kiddos that can't do that. Like this is my first year ever. I've been on a couple months into it, and they still can't figure out. They're still stepping with the right foot and down with that left. No matter how much I'm modeling in front of them, but they'll get there. Not stressed about it. They'll get right. Okay, so the catwalks are huge, and again, this is something they're going to cry. Catwalks are core, catwalks are arms. They're going to cry. So hop on down. So the first time I did this, and I showed Ryan at home, I said, this is what you're going to see with Rolling. And he's like, how do you know that? And I go, I know Roland, he is below grade level. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is what he's going to do. So his first day, let's go ahead and go sideways. The first time, Roland could not, the goal is to keep your arms straight below your shoulders and your knees straight below your hips, and to keep your body just like that as you reach out. And again, we didn't have stools, so they reached out and they touched the legs of the chairs. So go ahead and Roland. 1, 1, 2, 2. You don't, no, it's not double tap this time. That's the next step. Then you have them double tap. But 1, 1, 2. But when he first did it, he couldn't keep his feet down. His feet were up and over and around. He couldn't keep his feet still. His shoulders were drooping, droop them like this the whole time. He cried, oh, is this over with? I'm like, it's almost over, and then you have another one to do. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. And so you're going to get a lot of that. But now, I mean, he's doing fantastic with it. The next step for him, I don't have 2 even stools, so we'll do the best we can. The next step for him is, he doesn't know this yet. Roland, your feet are going to be on the white one. Your feet will be on the, or your knees will be there. Your hands will be here. And this one, so that way now he really can't go anywhere. So that's his next step. The other important thing is, I always say, I want to see your beautiful eyes that God blessed you with. And I tell my kids that. Sorry. I always say, and I do, I just say that. I need to see your beautiful eyes God gave you. So they look up at me, and again, that's just to build that muscle through there. So you want their head up, and then them to reach out and tap. So now what he'll do is he'll just reach out and tap with your, I want to see your beautiful eyes. There you go. And so he'll just do that. And you can see he struggled there. That was a struggle for him. The next one, clapjacks I talked about, toss and catch. So they'll stand on a stool or a chair, whatever, and they'll just toss it up a little bit. But the key behind this is to not move your head. You really are kind of training those eyes, as I like to tell them. So you'll toss it up a little bit higher. Let's go, buddy. And you're down. And so it's that hand-eye coordination. So their eyes will be following the ball the whole time. You can move your heads a little bit, but you don't want it to be to where you're just moving you really just want to move your eyes. So it's kind of an eye and brain getting together. All right, the next one, and that is one also that you'll just do one time. The next one is Rockbox. So you can take anything. As you can see, we have lima beans. Some of the kids have marbles. Some of the kids have spongy things, whatever I could find, but they'll need 26. And what they'll do is they'll get down in the catwalk position. Now, the key importance behind this is that you have them dump them gently out in front of them, because what they'll want to do is they'll want to pull them back, so then they're laying back, and you don't want them laying back. So you want to stay up in that catwalk position, so have it out. So then they'll go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. You will see again the catwalks go. And so you'll have to say, all right, catwalks, you got to be in a form of a catwalk, guys. Look, make yourself look like you're your friend. Let me make yourself look like whatever. You'll see them just wanting to use their dominant hand. You'll see them wanting to cross that midline and move them over like this. So you'll just simply model in front of them, or say, if there's someone rocking it next to them, just say, make yourself look like Johnny or Susie or whoever, and then slide it across. So you'll do one way and then one the other. You do that after they've mastered pretty much the catwalk. Then you move up to the Rockbox. Swing, tap, tap. This is a tough one because your legs, and again, swing, tap, tap, that's in the 3rd CD. So that's after you've done the others for a long time. So the swing, tap, tap is you just tap your feet, and then you go A, B, B, C, C. So your bottom half is working different than your top half.
You're doing the beat and you have to do the rhythm.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyway, that one is very tough. And again, you're going to see the body starting to do the swaying, and then you'll even have kids probably turn sideways. It's pulling that brain with your body and getting it working together. It's just very hard. Step up arm jacks. So that is strictly, you're right behind it. And this time when you step up, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. free. That one's self-monitor. And again, if you see some kid rocking it, add the weights. Everything is modifiable. Just think about it. What can make it tougher? What can make it easier for that child? So if the cans is what they need, Roland hated when I gave him the cans. Not gonna lie. So step, step, up, down, down, back, back. That's the one Roland's on right now. That. Okay. So what they're going to want to do, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to want to start way back here and just go step, step, up, down, down, back, back. And it's not. You just stand right in front of it, just take a step back. And so your step, step to where your feet are together, up, down, down, back, back. And to be able to pull that together. This sweet little nugget's been working on this for like 3 weeks, and he's still, it's a tough one. This is really, really tough for these little guys. You don't mind me talking about you, do you? Okay, so that's just it. So like I said, you're going to see it's just being able to pull it all together. So again, that is a tougher one. I tried to put them in a little bit of order, and then my mind went crazy. So if you were to start this out, I would do the jumping jacks. I would do no more than 10 minutes every day. So I would do the jumping jacks. I would do those twice. The ankle claps once, the candlestick once. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I would do 2 toe taps, 2 step ups, and 2 catwalks, and knit. And you'll be there at that stage for probably 3 weeks. When you see the vast majority, 80% of your kids doing phenomenal, move on to something else. That's kind of, I've been trying to figure out how to explain that. So that's kind of what I came up with. So number 13 is Superman, and that's strictly Superman. Go for it, Rolly. Superman, you just hold it up for 20, and you time them, and you say ready, set, go, hold it up for 20, down. And then let them rest for 5, and then again up for 20, down for 5, up for 20. It's just that core. The Rocket Man, as you all know, is just the arms backwards, this way. No, the arms like, no. And hold them up, pull your body up. There you go. Rocket Man, and you just do the same thing. Okay, so those are some of the things. So then after you are finished with those, and if you're like, Rachel, I think my kiddos are ready for the next one, I'm more than happy to say, okay, do this with them and kind of tell you what to do from there. If you get into this and want to keep going, I think that would be at this point best, or you can shake it up however you want after that. Choice is yours. So the reasoning behind it, my first year of teaching, I had a boy with Asperger's. He needed this as an IEP. I got so very blessed to learn this, and I realized, whoa, I saw what it did for him and how it helped him control his body. I'm like, my kids need this. These darlings can't sit still. They can't do whatever. And so I just started, so she helped me be able to take what I was doing with him and how to put it in whole groups. So there's a lot more to NeuroNet, but this is what I found worked for me and my kids. So that's why there's this. And so anyway, so at the beginning of November, we pulled, Roland was a 1.3, and he's in 2nd grade. So he, at the end of every day, we started doing NeuroNet every single day without failure. And that's how it was in my classroom. But as you know, at home, kiddos don't want to cooperate with you as well. So he would fight us. And by the time, in my previous job, by the time I got home, it was a battle, and it was not a loving environment in our home. So I'm like, I'm done. So we gave it a whirl last year. We nipped it, whatever. So then this year, I said every day after school, we're doing this. And he took off. We were doing that, and I was strictly meeting what I thought his needs were in here. And so then mid-January, he went, so 1.3 at the beginning of November, 2nd week back in January, he was 2.8. I'm not saying this is, I know, right? I'm not saying that this is the answer. It's not. but it helps these babies. He also has problems being able to, he is medically diagnosed with ADD, so he just has he's a little boy. He's a typical little boy. And so these little boys, to be able to pull it together. So he takes his STAR tests in here with me. He does Neuronet and then goes and does them at the end of school. So you would think he'd be checked out and not ready to do it. So then this week, he took his STAR test yesterday in his classroom. And again, this is not, I'm not saying that this is why, but I'm just giving you this because this is my perspective. In the classroom at the end of the day yesterday, his teacher was doing a read aloud, and he had a 1.9. That's not rolling. I've been running record in him. He's rocking it. I mean, he's doing in books for me. So my point is, he didn't have Neuronet yesterday. I'm not saying that's why. There's a plethora of reasons that could be why. I just think it was a little bit like, oh. So I was just kind of putting two and two together after I spoke with his teacher after school, and I was like, maybe there is more to that. Then anyway, so that's how it all came about, and that's that. So let me tell you a little bit more. So last year I was sharing with my colleagues about Neuronet. And so there was an interest there. And then the principal at the school read an article this summer about this thing called Motor Lab. And so she sent the instructional coach and some teachers to the school, to Carthage, to watch this happen. And basically, it's pretty much the same thing, kind of, sort of. And so anyway, they are having phenomenal successes. I mean, mid-year, almost everybody in the school was meeting end of the year benchmarks. I mean, just phenomenal. So I have a video to show you what they turned into their school. So you could see it. I'll just show you it a little bit real quick. So that way you can see the potential, kind of what it's supposed to look like. Because there's to be no talking. Like my kids know during brain exercises we don't talk. And I don't tell them what comes next. Like we have the chart up there and they have to read it themselves. So no one talks. No one does anything unless I say make yourself look like somebody else. So this is, I think it's a kindergarten class. Oh no. Darn it. And I would share it with you all, but I don't have the rights to share it. But they come in, they know where they have to go, and they go there, and then she sets the timer, and they rock and roll. So there's a version of the catwalks. And in this motor lab, they just take a step forward and then a step back. They're crossing midline here, which is huge. Rolling out here. And again, this is all on crossing that midline. So they're starting on one side and so if you have little darlings at home, have them wipe the table. They're crossing that midline. Have them play a game crawling and throw things out to where they have to cross that midline. That's huge for your little ones. But see, they know what they do. And like if you came into our room for the most part, I mean, God bless my kiddos. But for the most part, it's like this. It's silent. They know that. Because they know what it does for them. Okay, so that's that one. So here is, so I went to Pinterest. So there's all different sorts of things that you can find on there. And then when I typed in Ready Body Learning Minds, there's a lot of different videos and ideas and things that come up. At Sullivan, one thing that they also implemented was School Moves. But School Moves, you used to be able to download their posters for free. They changed that like at Christmas time. right after Christmas because I went on there and downloaded some for my sister. And I said, Chelsea, look, and I was showing her where to get them from. And then when I went on to get them for my kiddos, you have to pay for them now. Like, darn it. So anyway, so my point to that is if you can apply for or ask to be sent somewhere next year or this year, I can't recommend School Moves enough because it's those exercises. And it also has lots of different strategies, and it has ways to get your kids to get focused, to create this focus corner to where kids have to do push-ups like against the locker as they track things or different stuff like that. So School Moves, NeuroNet, the Motor Lab, which is the Ready Bodies, it's all the same thing. It's just getting our babies that we always say we're asking them to do what they are not ready for. You're right, they are not ready. We have to get them ready. So that's what the
I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah, good.
The jumping jacks, how
1
long
minute.
do you-
I would
1
just
minute?
do everything 1 minute.
1 minute.
Or unless they do the A, then it's like 1 minute 5 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, I recommend having them do, because I can show you one of the CDs real quick. I'll play it for you. Because that's what they do on the CDs. It's either TikTok or it's just the beat that they have to do the rhythm to, or they're going 1, 1, 2, 2, and then you'll say it in your sleep.
Oh yeah, here it is.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Oh, they're
And a 1, and a 2,
yeah.
and a ready, go. 1, 2,
And then they go 2,
3,
3.
4.
Okay, so that's that. So that's what it is. And then as the CDs go, there are 6 levels, and as the CDs go on, like right now the one Roland's on, it's really fast. It's like A, B, B. So it does change, but for the most part, it's that beat. So I would just stick with that if you want to do that.
Did you get like the CDs and stuff? I would assume like through, was it like Bruce Sullivan?
No,
Or
no.
You purchased that on your
I
own?
did not. Like I said, I was blessed 13 years ago. And the lady, when she I had this little boy with Asperger's in my class, so she came to train him and gave me these. And then I was like, she's like, I go, can this help all my kids? She's like, yes, every kid in the world should be doing this. I'm like, I agree. So then she hooked me up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm telling you, God is good to me. That's all I have to say. So these are the books. I went to Leslie with it. I'm like, Leslie. So if you go online and go to this website, it's like it's a lot of money to purchase the materials. So she said, I'll try to do this, and then maybe you can help me have them do it in my special so all the kids can do it. I'm like, that's great. So I got the book, and life is just, I'm like, I cannot wrap my brain. I don't know where to find, I'm not familiar with where things are around here, who's who around here enough to find and to be, I'm not creative. I'm just not. And so I thought, I'm just sticking with what I know. Here you go. You can pass this on. So that's kind of, I'll give it, if someone wants to dive into this, I will be more than happy to work with you. We will figure it out. 2 brains. I just didn't want to be on a stranded island with something that mess kids up. I just stuck with what I knew. But I recommend this. I know in Sullivan, they came back, they had the buy-in, and like I said, they sent like 5 teachers to Carthage. They saw it, they had the buy-in, and then the PT and OT were helping them create. So they didn't have these books, but they used their School Moves and their OT and PT and came and used Pinterest and came up with those wonderful exercises. So if you want to go somewhere, I would recommend the primary or Carthage. And the lady at Carthage, let me share with you what Lori Ulrich shared with me. When they went there, she was a 1st grade teacher, and she started to do these. And she got somebody, and then she became an instructional coach there. And she said the teachers who did it every single day and did not skip a day were the ones who were finding the success. And I said, well, I would agree with that 100%. So if the kiddos need it, they really do need it every day. I just can't say it enough. They do.
First thing in the morning for you, is that what you do?
We start at like 7:55. Is that right?
I hear it at about 8:05 when I come back from the
And then
special
we're and then we pause it when announcements come on. We pause it, and then we as soon as they hang up, we start it again. I just had to fit it in, and I could not figure it out with pathways this year. I'm like, but these babies need it. They need it. So
So if we were to start it like now, would it be beneficial for them, or is it like,
yes.
it would still?
Oh yes. Yes.
Is there any way we could like video you doing it with your
Oh,
class?
you could. Yes, you can. It's my class. At this point, it's them. So you're more than welcome to. And you're gonna see the whole. You're gonna see the gamut of everything.
I feel like that would be pretty helpful, just to see how it all works together.
Yep.
you know?
You're going to see kiddos that rock it. You're gonna see kiddos that you're like, woo! And I'm like, yeah, I don't. Where should we keep pressing on? They'll get it. They'll get it. So, yeah, more than welcome to.
Sorry, I'm just, that thing, I'm like.
I know, right? And then you're like, hold on.
He stopped following me for some reason.
Consider it like-
It was weird, like when you would take a step, it would still move that.
Whoa.